I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no love. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that mud. Whoa. Yeah, I was down, but now I'm up, 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 up. I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no love. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that mud. Yeah, I was down, but now I'm up, 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 up. I was down, but now I'm.
What's going on, everybody? Pete Sands, and we are here for this week's episode of Restore the Ridge. My man Kyle Brooks. Kyle, what's up, buddy? How are you doing?
Awesome. Another solid week. Pretty cold today, but it's turned into a beautiful afternoon.
Little chilly, but it is absolutely gorgeous out today. So normally we come on here and we talk about projects that are being done. We've talked about, last week we kind of talked a little bit about tree work. We've talked about, T-surrounds, a bunch of different things we're doing around the golf course. But today we're actually going to talk about general maintenance because, the reality of it is the golf course is a lot more than just projects that we're doing, right? I mean, there's a day-to-day operation. You guys get in bright and early every morning and knock out, your daily routine stuff before you even can tackle those projects.
Right.
So just kind of walk me through a little bit of, especially this time of year, it's starting to cool off a little bit. What are you guys doing on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so our, typical getting into this time of year, obviously it's a little colder today. I mean, we had a pretty good frost delay this morning, 34 degrees. And so our mowing frequencies and stuff like that will slow down. But, a typical week, mowing short grass, tees, collars, approaches, fairways, stuff like that, getting mowed every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a week. Greens are getting cut 7 days a week, throw in some rolling. Moving tee markers every day, cutting cups every single day. Those are the kind of things that, happen behind the scenes every day that, most people don't really see. It's kind of done before they get here.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the kind of unique thing about a golf course is there's so much going on behind the scenes, general maintenance, even on the operations side, in the food and beverage side. But kind of walk me through a little bit of, you've explained to me before that, even like these cooler mornings, you want to keep that frequency. You want to basically train the grass to grow, right? Like, because a lot of us, especially with our yards, we'll wait till it gets high before we mow it, but you were actually telling me that actually hinders it more than it does, if you just continue to mow it on a consistent basis.
Correct. Yeah, you definitely don't want, any turf grass for that aspect to, you don't want to get it grown up too much where you're cutting it and scalping it, damaging the plant. But also on these Bermuda grasses, which, 90% of the course is, keeping the mowing frequency up on the tees and fairways and stuff actually helps them, laterally tie together and tighten up to where you're not just, the shoots aren't just growing up and then you're cutting them right off. So, it definitely helps tighten the turf, gives it a much cleaner look. I mean, we've kind of lowered some heights and stuff on tees and fairways recently and really getting a tighter, a lot more definition, showing in the course.
Yeah, that was one thing I mentioned to you the other day. It's probably, one of the first times this year that I've actually seen some definition in the golf course with, being able to see the difference between a rough and fairway, the fringe to the I guess, outer part of the green. And you mentioned frost delays. You mentioned a little frost delay this morning. Kind of, especially when we get more into the winter months, it's going to be pretty much a daily occurrence on us.
Right.
Explain to everybody why we don't want people walking on grass that has the frost on it.
Right. So grass blade, like, most other things, are actually made mostly of water. So when the grass blade does freeze, and it's kind of a myth with frost, is people think it needs to be below freezing for frost. Well, frost actually forms at 36 degrees. So you don't have to have those freezing temperatures in the morning. You have things like, wind that affect it, cloud cover, things like that. If you don't have a dew the night before, with the wind staying up, you won't get frost. But, this morning it was pretty calm. We had a pretty solid frost. I think it got down to 34 at its coldest point. But, it could definitely push back some of the earlier tee times going into this time of year.
Yep, and that's kind of what we, we just kind of ask our customer base to bear with us on that, right? If you have a 7 o'clock tee time and it's 29 degrees out, it's probably going to be closer to 9 o'clock before you get out. But, all right, so, general maintenance is just as important as these projects.
Absolutely.
Because without the general maintenance, we wouldn't have the play and the ability to do these projects that we're trying to make the golf course better and better. But all right, I think we covered it pretty good. So once again, if you guys see any of our maintenance crew out there, they're working their tails off, give them a thank you for us. Also, if you don't follow us on all of our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, please do so. And Kyle, we'll see you next week on Restore the Ridge.
Appreciate it.
I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no luck. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that mud. Whoa. Yeah, I was down, but now I'm up. I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God.